Morning, Greg over at DIY RV and Home. We've already winterized the trailer for the season. Getting ready to cover it up. I got a couple things to do. One of them is I'm going to be up on the roof, checking it, cleaning it, putting a UV protection on it, a little conditioning on it before I put the cover on it. Yes, I do put a cover on this one. But before I do get it covered up, one of the projects I want to try to get done so I don't have to do it next spring is need to fix this vent cover. As you can see, there's a crack right there. Let me see if I can one-handed get it open. Alright, there we go. I need to clean it out a little bit too. All the traveling and everything like that. A little dust and a little bit of the product of construction in there. Anyways, as we can see right here, it is broke. And what it appears to be is that when they put the screws in, as we can see, they're not flush. And I believe this one right here, the way it was positioned, caused it to break. Nice quality work from the manufacturer. What do you say? What do you do? So went ahead and picked one up. Got it off of Amazon. If I can, I'm just going to use the frame, keep the cover, just in case something does happen with this one. But this one, I've already got the bug screens put in, and why not reuse it if I can? So get everything set up. I'll come back with you, go through getting this thing replaced. So this is going to be a pictorial video. I used a head strap for the GoPro and it misaligned, so I figured I'd pick out the best pictures that would describe what and visualize what I did for this project. So right here I'm removing all the screws that hold this bracket trim piece in place. Yes, that is a old 7.2 volt Makita from way back in like 90. Still going strong though. Next, I took a plastic putty knife and ran it along the edge, got it underneath the trim and scraped it out. Using a plastic one's going to keep you from scratching your paint, allowing you to get it off. And then as you can see right here, I'm just finishing it up. You can see where the piece was broke. The one screw right there, I could not get to it with the bit, so I just ended up popping this off and then taking the screw out after that. You can see a little bit of dirt and debris in there from the past few seasons of camping, but a lot of that is actually going to be sawdust and metal trim from the siding from when they did the construction on it, bouncing around, and so I went ahead and vacuumed it all out, cleaned it all up. Right next to the nozzle of the vacuum cleaner there, you can see there's a bit of caulking that they laid down. Once I did the project, I actually cut that out and I laid new caulking in there to help seal, so if water did get in here, it could just kind of flow towards the outside. Right there where the wires are attached with that white clip, all that right there is actually just particle board that's just got some paint on it. So that's something that I'm going to have to watch in the future, make sure that we're not getting any swelling or anything like that, showing deterioration of that particle board. Not a great place to be putting particle board. So here again, I've taken that plastic putty knife and I'm scraping away the remaining putty. Use that, my fingernail, and some actual denatured alcohol on towels. Did a good job getting the putty off, or excuse me, not the putty, but the silicone off. And once I got it off, you can see there's still just a little bit around there, but with the new piece being put on there, you won't see it once it's also silicone in. Now you can see the holes on the top there. Looks like they drilled it twice or screwed them twice in there, what happened was the hole for the trim to be, or for that vent cover to be put in, was a little bit bigger than what was needed, and so those 3-4 screws actually didn't get any meat into the wood, so they re-drilled it. I'll show you how I corrected that coming up. Right here I'm just putting it in, kind of checking everything like that, see how it's going to fit, and figuring out that right here you can see that I'm measuring. I've got that trim piece placed in there, and I got it flush to the top and flush to one side, and it's about 5/8 to 3/4 inches gap on the bottom and on one side, so it was allowing the screws not to fully be placed into the screwed into the wood. So my correct fix for that was I went ahead and cut down some lumber to width that I needed for here, and you can see right here where I've placed it in, and I screwed it into the frame of the trailer with the 3-inch, well actually 2-inch screws. Didn't need to be that big of screws. You can also see in the picture I have some foil back duct tape, and I actually used that and trimmed all the way around the hole with that, and that was to help protect the wood, cover the wood right there on the edge on the right side, and also on the bottom, but I did go ahead and do all the way around it. Here you can see I've placed the trim in, checking, making sure that the screws are actually going to go into some substantial wood versus just into the siding and nothing else. And here I am using that foil back duct tape and starting to cover or tape between the siding and the frame itself, and I did that all the way around. So next thing I did was I went and using butyl tape, I ran a seam all the way around the inside of the frame, and what this will do when it gets screwed in, this will help seal up the screw holes, make them watertight. So once that was done, you can see I've placed the trim back in place. You can see the foil back along the trim, or along the framing, and then I also right at the edge where the foil and the wood is, there was a little tiny gap, so I do actually have caulking in there. It's coming out really good. It was actually fit really nice and snug. So the last thing I needed to do was take and use some sealant along the edge, the top edge and bottom. There is a few areas on the bottom where there is notches for weep holes, so if moisture does get behind it, it can weep out. I made sure that I did not caulk over those. There will be a link for this caulking in the description below, along with the butyl tape and the vent that I got. I got it off of Amazon. And so here it is. This is what the new frame looks like in place. Down at the very bottom, you can see the 4 notches in the frame. That's where the clips go that keep the bottom of the vent cover in place. And underneath each of those is that weep hole. So there's 4 of them. So under each one of those, I did not put the silicone, but I did put the silicone on all the way around the rest of it. And so this last picture here is just showing you with the vent cover installed. Project, it took probably about an hour hour and a half along with video and everything like that. If I had done it without trying to video or capture the photos or anything like that, it'd probably taken me 40 minutes with having to do the trim of the wood, fill in the sides and to make it a better fit. So anyways, sorry it's a picture video this time, but thought I'd just show you the steps I did to get this replaced. I hope you guys have a great day, and we'll see you on the next video.